What's up, guys? Hey, hello.
Good afternoon. I'm Nick Spampanato, Senior Vice President of the West Coast and General Manager of the Fabulous Forum. I'd like to welcome you to the press conference for UFC's 199 Rockhold vs. Bisping 2. Today, you'll be hearing from Dana White, Luke Rockhold, Michael Bisping, Dominick Cruz, and Urijah Faber. These men represent a remarkable list of the best of MMA, a list certainly befitting of this momentous occasion at the Fabulous Forum. Our venue is a rich combat sports history dating back to 1968. Boxing, kickboxing, freestyle wrestling have all been held here. To date, the building has hosted over 400 fights and welcomed over 2 million fans. Many fight legends, Muhammad Ali, Ken Norton, Oscar De La Hoya, Tommy Hearns, and many, many more have battled at the Forum over the last 50 years. Since we reopened in 2014, we've seen some outstanding fights here. Juan Manuel Marquez continued his undefeated run over Mike Alvarado. We hosted 2 electrifying Gennady Triple G Golovkin fights. But even with all this history and the epic toe-to-toe battles that took place here, we've been missing just one thing, and that thing is the UFC. Saturday's fight marks the first UFC event in these hallowed halls, and we couldn't be more proud to have you all here for this important night. Before I conclude, I'd like to wish best of luck to Luke, Michael, Dominick, and Urijah, and introduce UFC President Dana White.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out today. We appreciate it. UFC 199 takes place this Saturday, June 4th. Obviously here at the Forum in Inglewood, California. Headline with these 2 fights, 2 title fights. I know we've been keeping you waiting here for a minute, so let's get it going. Who has the first question? Raise your hand. They'll give you a microphone. Right here, my man up front. Oh, no, somebody's already set up? We'll get to you next, sir. Sorry.
For Michael first, you said last night on FS1 that it was actually Luke that turned down the fight with Jacare, not the other way around. I just want to know if you could explain that.
Yeah, so a source very close to the UFC that shall remain nameless gave me some information. Luke says that he's on a different level to everybody else and that he's by far the best fighter and he can destroy anybody and this, that, and the other. Well, if that is the case, then it turns out that he's a liar because the guy has a bit of vagina inside him because he turned down Ronaldo Jacare, whatever his name is. He turned the fight down. I didn't turn this fight down. 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours. I don't care. I'll take on anyone, anytime, any place. Certainly this asshole.
Luke, can you clarify that?
I chose you. I said I wanted Bisping.
You chose wrong.
I chose you. 2 weeks notice.
So you did turn down Jacare.
2 weeks notice.
You did turn down Jacare because you're not denying that.
I didn't turn down Jacare. I said I chose you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you chose me. Well, you chose wrong, like I said.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm stepping up. I'm walking off a movie set. I'm going to whoop your ass, mate, in front of the world. How's that going to feel?
Can't pay the bill.
Enjoy that belt. Polish it real good.
Fortunately, a clown like you will pay the bill.
Okay, buddy.
And then, just for Dana, this event is the first time that California is instituting their new weight cutting rules. I just wanted to see, what do you think of that, and do you think weight cutting is an issue in the sport?
Yeah, obviously we're 100% supportive of it. We're behind this thing, and this is going to be like a trial run to see how this works. I think it's exciting for the fighters. They get to weigh in at 10 o'clock in the morning instead of sitting around all day till 4. So yeah, we're going to try it and see how it works out. I'm just a little worried that, going that early, like I'll do the hardest cut ever and just only have to go till 10 and not 4. So, I mean, there's no system is perfect. There's going to be flaws in everything, but we're going to give this a shot. Yeah. Hey, what's up, buddy?
This is for Urijah. How you doing, guys? Urijah, why is this a time for you to be champion?
You know, it's been my time for a long time. I'm one of the rare guys in this sport after 13 years in a decorated wrestling career that has been at the top of my game my entire career. So, competing against the best, multiple weight classes. I fought guys that are Hall of Famers at both divisions. I'm in every single fight. I've only lost to a handful of guys, and they've all got a story. You know, it's a tough way to make a living, the fight game, and I'm great at it. This is the best I've ever felt. This is the most established my team has been. It's the most established I've felt, the most settled, the best training camp I've ever had. I mean, all things are firing correctly. And if you look at the last fight, 2011, between Dominick and I beat him up. He did not beat me up. It's comical the way this guy talks. It's almost like he's become such an analyst. He just looks at the wins and the losses. He put this highlight video on his Instagram. It was the most pitiful thing I've seen in my life. I'm like, that's your friggin' highlight video, dude? Why would you? I would hide that. You want to see my highlight video? It's me punching him in the face and him hitting the ground. And then him trying to get takedowns that were half-assed takedowns. Like, I'm going to whoop this dude. It's going to be ugly.
Emotions are clearly at play between you two guys, and I'm just wondering from both of you, I mean, will that enter the octagon, and how does that influence the outcome if it does, or when it does?
I love the emotions in this thing. I mean, this is an emotional sport, and, you know, I've always talked about some of my favorite fighters like Nick Diaz. He comes in there and he's cussing and he's getting in people's face. I come in, I'm smiling, saying hi to my mom, but in my head, you don't want to know the things I'm saying about the guy I'm going to fight. I'm insulted that they're in there trying to beat me up. And that's the mentality I have. I always have high energy, but there's a little more edge on this one, and I'm going to smack this dude around. It's going to be ugly.
He's going to miss a lot. That's what's going to happen, just like everybody else I fight. He can try to be as tough and as strong as he thinks he is, but he'll miss. And
watch our fights, dude. I've never missed.
You miss a lot, man. Landing at under 30% of anything you throw and throwing minimal strikes, one at a time, not combinations, not moving forward. You survived that fight by moving backwards.
Survived?
Take a step forward, man. Come forward at me.
All right,
bring it.
We'll
Let's
see.
go. Bring
Watch the fight again, Mr. Analyst.
You watch it, man. I beat you for a reason. I have this belt and you don't for a reason.
I caught you with the right hand, then I caught you with the knee.
I beat you unanimously.
You go for a takedown, you get choked.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man?
The second fight,
You're out of your
I
mind.
rocked you 3 times and I can't find your chin. Are you kidding me?
You didn't rock me 3 times. These are all your own assessments of what happened in that fight.
Watch the fight. Everybody at home watch the fight.
You're completely delusional about everything. That's how you get through. You don't talk about what you do wrong. You only talk about what you think you do right.
Oh, let me talk about what I do wrong. That's a great way of thinking about things.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't. You have excuses for the things you're not good at. You have nothing but excuses, and you're going to have more excuses after I beat you tomorrow.
Sweet. Not going to happen. It's Saturday anyways.
Yeah,
I know you're nervous.
Saturday.
Hey, guys.
I know you're nervous.
Ron Crook with Inside MMA. A question to begin with for both Dominick Cruz and Urijah Faber. There's been some great rivalries throughout MMA history. Couture, Liddell, you've got GSP, Hughes, whoever else. This has been going on for almost a decade between you two. What, and we'll begin with Dominick, makes this rivalry so intense in your opinion?
I think it comes down to basically just the opposite ways of thinking. I attack the things and admit the things that I need to fix, and he makes excuses for the things that he's not good at and needs to fix. Every 8 losses that he has, the times he has been knocked out, he's trying to hold his thumb up like he wasn't knocked out or had some excuse for why he lost.
I can't
here we are again.
The reality. I was holding my thumb up. Sorry for trying to show that I'm okay.
Yeah, if you're okay with your face dragging off the mat while Barrow's knocking you out, that's okay. While Tyson Griffin knocks you out, while Jose Aldo kicks your leg off, you're not okay in any of those things, man.
Dominick, you fought
You're lucky
21 times.
That those people.
You haven't fought one of the guys that I've lost to.
So
not
what?
one.
Who cares?
So
I'm beating the top 5 guys to have the belt. The belt is why we fight. The belt is the pinnacle of the division. You haven't gotten near it. You've lost every time.
This is comedy. The fact that I've fought twice as much as you in around the same amount of time, and you keep talking about my losses. You haven't fought one of the guys that I've lost to. And you go to a decision every time.
I don't need
it's a coin toss.
I haven't fought the guys you're fighting because I fight the top 2.
Your luck has been pretty good. It's
I fight
be bad,
the top
though.
2. My luck's been good.
The top 2, Mizugaki.
My luck's good. Yeah, that's after
Demetrius
3.5 years. I faced a top 5 guy on a 6-fight win streak.
Demetrius Johnson.
Well, you ran from TJ Dillashaw while I was gone for 4 years. Where were you on that one?
I'm a loyal person.
Oh, come
on.
Real loyal.
On my team.
Come on, what the
I hear you talking about loyalty now, right? You're talking a lot of loyalty about Dillashaw now, right?
Guys on my team, the guy I brought up, I didn't know I was going to get
now you're
stabbed
punking
in the back.
him. Oh, yeah, he stabbed you, right? You didn't do anything to him.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Not
Come
a
on,
damn
man.
Go ahead, next question.
Dano, so you can see this is a pretty intense rivalry. For you, do you feel this is one of the greatest rivalries in MMA history?
Yeah, they're two of the best in the division ever, and this goes a long way. He won the first fight, he won the second fight, and this is the trilogy fight. And obviously, these two do not like each other, and these are fun fights when they happen.
Yeah. And Dana, as a Boston guy, there's been so much history here at the Fabulous Forum, some great rivalries, Celtics, Lakers, Bird, Magic. For you, personally, what does it mean to hold a UFC event here in this?
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. Not to mention the fact that over the last 16 years, we've traveled around the world. This is the nicest arena we've ever been to. I mean, backstage is ridiculous. What they've done here is incredible. It's going to be fun. We're happy to be here.
Hey, Dana, real quick to piggyback off that question. You've had events at Honda Centers. Why here? I mean, this facility is amazing, as you said. Why here now?
Well, you just answered your own question. I mean, the facility is amazing, and we're doing some business with the Azovs, and they've treated us unbelievably well. They wanted the UFC here, and the arena is ridiculously beautiful. The nicest rooms I've ever seen. It's awesome. We're happy to be here, and they've been fantastic to us. So.
A question for you, Luke. You're a very confident guy. Some people see that confidence as having too great of an ego. Is there a difference, really? Is there a way to be confident without coming off too cocky to some people? Do you even care if some people see you that way?
I think people have always been drawn away from confidence for some reason, that people are haters. They want to see you lose. Some people strive to achieve things, and some people strive to hate. If you think something, the likelihood of it happening is very slim. If you believe in something, if you know something is going to happen, if you're confident in that situation, you will achieve things in life. That's how you overcome things. That's how you put yourself out there. You believe it, and you achieve it. And that's what I do. I know what I'm going to do. I know that I'm better than this.
Sounds like the worst self-help book you've ever read. Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the fuck up. Listen.
Yeah.
You're talking like you're like this dominant champion. You just won the belt. This is your first defense. It's not like you're Anderson Silva, who I just beat, by the way. Okay, this is your first defense. You're gonna lose the belt.
And
just
watch
get
the
used
difference.
to it.
Watch the difference. What happens?
All right, cool.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll separate myself in the back. I'll show
bro,
you
everybody
and the
here
world
knows
that I'm that much
you won
better
the
than
first
you
fight.
and Anderson.
Everybody here knows you won the first fight. Congratulations. Good job. Every fight is different, my friend. Every fight is different. You know that.
Hey.
So, what? You got something to say? Finish your sentence. You said, hey.
You're just an
Finish
average
it.
bloke. You're just an average bloke.
Good use of English
I'm a
terminology.
fucking samurai. I'm gonna come in there silent,
what the fuck is
undetected,
this?
and I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna make my kill, and I'm gonna fucking be out.
You're making a fool
I'll be out
of
on the
yourself.
next contract. Watch me.
All right, buddy. All right, listen. What are you gonna do?
Silent.
Kick?
Undetected,
A left
done,
kick, a right
over,
hook. That's all you
paid,
got.
next.
So predictable. So predictable, buddy.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah,
right
go
hook.
ahead.
You're gonna see something completely different. I haven't even used my left leg this whole camp.
Ooh.
I haven't grappled a bit, just to let you know. Come,
My God.
come get me.
Well, why did last time you turn into a wrestler all of a sudden?
I've been
trying to
boxing
take me
this
down?
whole camp.
You couldn't get near me. You couldn't get a glove on me. You had to come in, try and wrestle me, take me down, stick a headbutt on me while you're at it as well.
I didn't take you down.
know?
I didn't go for a
You tried to
takedown.
take me down. Don't lie.
No, clinch fighting
Don't lie.
is completely
Whatever.
different.
I can't wait for Saturday, guys.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Michael,
I get to walk
gonna
in
be a short
on
night
2
for
weeks'
you.
notice. I get to punch him in the face and become world champion at the same time. I am a happy man.
yeah, Michael,
It's my destiny.
I actually wanted to ask you.
Yeah, it is. You just said, believe it, it will come real. It is my destiny. I believe, Luke. I believe.
Knowing something and making it happen. Watch.
Believe it, buddy.
Yeah.
Dreams do come true.
Believe it. You better work for it too.
Michael, I want to ask you something, though, something that we touched on yesterday. You were talking about the freedom, the liberty that you actually have on coming in on 2 weeks' notice,
Yeah.
and the fact that your body isn't worn down from a long camp, and you honestly, truly, at this point, have zero to lose. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm no one's fool. I know I'm the underdog at the bookies. I'm supposed to lose. I get that. When I train for a fight, it means so much to me. I work so hard, and I drive myself into the ground. I really do. I push myself 2-3 times a day. I diet like crazy. Therefore, yes, I'm in good shape by the end of it, but I lose strength, I lose explosive power, I lose all these things. I typically start a camp very strong, very explosive, throwing guys around, and I do lose that a little bit as the camp progresses. This time, I haven't had chance for that. I also haven't had chance for the emotional roller coaster. You go through a camp, you feel positive. You have a bad sparring session, you feel negative. There's been none of that. I've had great sparring, I feel strong, my body's not beat up, and you will see the evidence of that Saturday night, Dominic, not tomorrow.
And Dominic, I actually want to ask you a similar question. Dominic, a similar question. I actually spoke with your mom a few minutes ago before this presser started. She said you've been in a great mood. If I'm not giving anything away, Suzanne, I'm sorry. But she said you've been in a great mood. So how does that affect you going into a fight? Are you a guy that needs to be a little bit angry to get in there and get your work done? Or does being in a good mood, is something new for you? Is it just because your body feels good?
No, I'm fine. I mean, it's normal. I feel good. I feel healthy. I put in the work. There's no reason to feel any other way. The work's done. I'll go on my instincts, and once my instincts and I'm locked in there in that octagon, I win every time, and I'm going to again.
Thanks.
Not every time.
Marcus Corval with MMA Net. Question for Urijah. TJ Dillashaw said that he's rooting for you in this fight. Have you spoken to him at all about being inside of his fight with Dom? And also, if Saturday night you win that fight, is it now time for a possible matchup?
I don't know if I believe that he's rooting for me in this fight. You know, I don't really know whether to believe that guy sometimes. I mean, that's a nice gesture if he said that, but I'm focused on this fight. This is the guy I want to beat up. This is the guy that I'm thinking about. You know, there's plenty of fights for me in the future, and TJ's, I'm sure, one of them, but Cruz is who I'm thinking about.
Question for Luke. You had some harsh words for the former heavyweight champion yesterday, Fabrice Verdum. Would you expand on that a little bit?
This is our fight. I don't really care to talk about him and his stupid face.
That's the only thing we agree on. It is a stupid face.
Question for Luke. Obviously, we know what happened in the second fight over here, Luke, to your left. We know what happened in the second fight that was televised, but can you concede now, a few years later, that Michael got the best of you in the first fight, or is that not true?
The second fight?
Well, no, the second fight was televised. The first fight, a.k.a. the sparring match.
Yes, so he says.
Is that not true?
Michael, Michael says a lot of
Give the
things.
excuses.
Okay,
no, it's okay, I got them. He was drinking red wine. He had a late night. He hadn't sparred for a while. He was hanging out with a chick. Is there any more? You didn't deny you made excuses. It's okay. I know it was sparring. You shouldn't tap and tell. You shouldn't talk about what happens in sparring. But I did. It's out there. I whooped your ass. You got me in the fight. I'll get you Saturday.
You beat me in that sparring session like you beat me in the first round in our real fight. What a real fight is. I fucking knocked you out and choked you out, and you still have the audacity to run your mouth.
Good for you. Good for you. Did you?
That is the most amazing thing about you, Bisping.
Hey, I'm not denying it.
I know you can't see straight, but you obviously can't think straight either.
It's in the record books, buddy. We know this. We know this, okay? You got me. I'm not denying that. Hey, the better man won on the night. I'm man enough to admit that. I really am. But guess what? I've wanted the rematch ever since. I haven't lost a fight since. I just beat the greatest of all time. Don't be so cocksure, buddy. Listen,
greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. I'll show you who the greatest is right now.
Knock that fucking look off your face, pal. Believe you me. Believe you me. Look at you. You're not going to look so smug on Sunday, pal. Hey. When you're going back to the rest of your teammates that lost the belts.
Come forward and try.
You're all going to lose, AK, or all going to lose all the belts. So fuck you.
Bisping, I'm going to close both those eyes for you. Yeah. Ooh.
Anything else?
It's going to be a while, too. You're not going to be able to open them.
Question for Michael.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to ask Michael one as well.
Yes,
Sorry
please.
about that, Simon. Before the Anderson Silva fight, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You said this is a legacy fight. Your whole career, essentially, you know, it means nothing if you can't get by him and get that big win. And you did it. Is this a legacy fight now as well? Do you view this fight in the same light?
No. I wanted to fight Anderson Silva my entire career. He was the long-time champion, pardon me. And I always wanted to fight him. That was the guy that I looked up to, that I aspired to beat. You know, he was the long-time champion, so I always wanted that. That was a personal goal that I wanted to achieve. I don't think about this guy. I don't think about this asshole to my right. I haven't thought about him in years. When I was knocking guys out in the UFC, I don't know what he was doing.
Knocking guys out?
Nobody knew his
Slow
name.
down.
I've got an 80% finishing rate, buddy. But this isn't a guy that I think about, that I long for. Yes, I want to be the champion, but on Saturday, there is no opponent. There is no opponent. That's not important. It's about me fulfilling my dream. If I conceive and I believe, I will achieve on Saturday.
Your destiny.
Yes, my destiny.
Your legacy,
my
your
destiny,
destiny.
buddy. I just got to reach out and touch it. It's right there. Listen,
Yeah.
I've never been in a fight in the UFC with a belt on the line. This is my first one. I will take that belt from you, son. I will take that belt.
You'll do nothing.
Dana, you said originally that Jacare was the first call and he couldn't take this fight. But seeing what you're seeing right here, should Michael Bisping have been the first call?
Well, I was on the phone with Mike too at the same time. Mike knew that this was going on, and obviously I was talking to Luke too. So Mike was always.
Sorry to interrupt, but Luke didn't want the Jacare fight. He didn't
I
want it.
wanted
He
Mike-
chose me.
Hey,
he
I know-
chose. That's a real good way of saying I
Exactly.
turned it down. I chose you. So you didn't choose Jacare. Thought you were the big dog.
I was waiting.
Thought you were the big swinging dick, man. You're the
Jacare
best in the
pulled out
world,
last.
buddy.
Jacare didn't
You're the
fight.
best, but I choose Bisping. Yeah, he's on a movie set. Let's pick him. Pick the easy fight. Picked wrong.
I chose you because an alligator don't speak English. An alligator got short arms. He ain't gonna pay the bill. You're a clown, man. You're gonna come pay the bill. You're gonna fight. I commend you because you will come fight. You do got balls, but you're gonna fall far short.
I've never turned down an opponent, and Dana will back me up on that. I've never said no to anyone, buddy. You've only been in the UFC 2 minutes. Granted, you're the champion, but you're already turning fights down. Come on, man. Get a grip. Supposed to be the world champion.
I didn't turn any fight down.
Anyone, anytime, any place.
Turn any
you
fight
said
down.
no. You chose me.
I already beat you.
All right,
and
buddy.
I already beat him.
You're
and
right,
I already
buddy.
beat everybody else.
Your career, your reputation is diminished. You already turned down Jacare. It's a good start to your...
I didn't turn down any fight.
You chose me.
Nah, I chose you. Exactly.
And just one last one for Dominick. Obviously a big storyline going into this last fight, especially leading up to it early on, was Faber talking about your physique and Dillashaw's physique, but he said that you sort of implicated yourself, that you should be in World's Dumbest Criminals because he was just talking about your physique. He wasn't talking about PED use or anything like that. Did you maybe misread his comments, or do you feel like he was really saying that you were on PEDs?
No, he was pointing fingers in certain directions. I didn't misread anything, and cameras go off, and he tells you the truth. You guys just don't hear it. He's talking about the guy that he's supposed to be loyal to behind his back.
Loyal
you
to
just know
who?
the truth.
Excuse me?
He's talking about being loyal to Dillashaw, and then he goes and the cameras turn off and points his finger at Dillashaw and says this guy was doing this. Well, he was training
This guy
underneath
looks like a
Faber the entire
preteen
time.
and you look like chubby fat?
Chubby fat or not, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Skinny
you're more
fat.
worried about my physique than you are about me beating you again and winning the title.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you
and
beating
winning
me.
the title.
I'm worried
and
about
that's what's
me
going to
beating
happen.
you.
While I was out for 4 years, if you're so good, why could you not come near this? 4 years I was gone and you didn't
Come
win
near.
it.
Hey, I'm right here, brother.
Yeah, now,
4
where were
years.
you for 4 years?
42 fights. I've been whooping
Where
dudes.
were you?
Where were you?
I was out there working
Yeah, you
as an
were
analyst.
good,
I retired.
You were working. Yeah,
I retired. And I came back and won the belt against the guy that you were too scared to face. Because you know you can't beat
Comedy.
him. And you still don't want to talk about him. Anytime it's brought up, you run and divert the energy to some other question. You refuse to answer
I don't care
or ask
what
about
the hell
it.
you think
Somebody
about
else
that.
ask
You
him
have
because he
no
won't talk
clue
to me
about
about it. He won't tell the truth why he wouldn't face that guy, but now he's willing to throw him under
You
the bus.
want to know the truth? Want me to tell you right now?
Why wouldn't you fight him?
Because I brought him up from the very inception of the sport until him winning the championship, and he was on my team, and I trained with him every single day. Then he left the team, no longer on my team. You see the difference, you dumb?
He's not on your team, so why wouldn't you fight for the belt? That's what matters. That's
Did
where
you
the
just
money's
hear what
at.
I said? I'm a loyal guy. He's not. That's his deal.
You don't sound very loyal now when you're talking about him.
He's not even
Your
my friend. I don't.
So he's your
I
friend
have
or he's not?
friends.
Which is it?
Absolutely not. I have friends. I have friends that have built
He
through.
hasn't been your friend for a while, and you still moved out of the division to dodge
What do
him.
you care about my life so much? Why
I
don't
don't
you
care
mind
about your
your
life.
own
The
fucking
point I'm
business?
trying to make is, if you're so good, why didn't you?
You're
get the
sitting at
belt?
home injured, just thinking about me. You're like a stage 5 clinger. Thank God you're not a girl. You'd be the worst,
How am
bro.
I the stage 5 clinger? You're the one waiting for me to come back so you can get a shot.
Waiting, making cash, cash and checks.
Sitting around waiting.
Am I waiting? Fighting the
not
best in
fighting
the world?
best, dodging the best,
Is Frankie Edgar not
out.
the best in the world?
Okay, yeah, and he beat you the same way I beat you. He beat you exactly the same way I beat you.
In a close
you
fight.
fought him off your back like this, looking up at him while he's
Watch
beating you
that
up.
fight again, Mr. Analyst. I was not on my back.
I'm the
You got
best
one
analyst there
takedown.
is in this, and I did watch it. And
Whoa,
you got
whoa,
schooled.
whoa, whoa.
Hey,
I disagree.
You admitted it.
I've got a
You
sex
admitted it.
accent.
You're the
Bisping.
best
You
in the
admitted
world
it.
right now. Saturday, you're no longer the best. You're going
I'm
to be
the
the
best at
second
both.
best, and then you're probably going to get knocked out by Cody No Love or one of my other guys.
No, come on.
Dude,
you guys are just
I'll
riding your
tell-
coattails, and all you're doing is building them up. They're paying you to manage them, and that's the only reason they get anything at all.
Cody Garbrandt is a heart of gold. He's a fucking killer. He would smash you. He's going to smash everyone else. It's going to be me and him at the best.
Well, he won't get a shot
And I'm gonna
because you don't want to fight
Conor.
him.
I'm
I'll
gonna
fight
beat him
any
up.
of them. I'll fight all the guys you're scared to face.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You
Well,
won't fight
hey,
your
try
own
to stay
teammates. I'll
healthy
fight
first,
anybody. I am
and then
healthy.
talk
I'm
about
right
fighting
here.
people.
I'm right here, and
You
I'm
fought
healthy.
3 guys the last 4 years.
So what? I beat them all, and I
So
beat the best in the division.
Barely.
Yeah, I wasn't very close fighting back in '78. UFC '78 when I won it in a minute. That wasn't close.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So don't say it was. Don't say it wasn't. Don't say I can't go out there and beat people because I did. I beat him in a minute. I smashed him.
Who?
And that was after 3 years off.
Who?
Takaya Mizugaki.
Oh. Hey, much
And then I
respect
beat
to
your
Kevin
boy that
Zagaki.
you
I love
didn't want to
Zagaki.
face. Again.
Did I not tell you the fucking story?
Yeah, you did, but you still didn't face him. So why do I
Don't
gotta? I
analyze
go
the
in there and
story
do
and
what
come back
I go
to
in
the
and do what
conference.
you didn't want to.
Go analyze the story and come back to the conference. You're a dumbass.
Next
Man, he's
question.
using cuss words.
Somebody else have a question?
Must
Yeah,
have
I've
get
got-
under his skin.
I've got a question. Question for
go.
Michael Bisping.
I like to cuss.
Hold on, guys.
Sorry,
Simon.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, question for Mike. Obviously, you live over here in California now, so this is a local event for you. But you're a born and bred Brit,
Yes.
and you've got a nation of MMA fans back home who are going to be staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, or beyond 3 o'clock in the morning, to watch you fight for the world title and potentially become the first Brit to ever win a UFC world title. How does that make you feel?
You know, I've said this all along. The support of the UK people are part of the reason I'm sitting here right now. I have a flag in my hotel room completely covered in messages from the UK public wishing me well. I'm truly honoured and humbled by the support that I've had for them. Of course, I live out here in the States, and, you know, it's a pleasure to be here, guys, and I love living here, but yes, my heart is in the UK. I want to go out there, represent myself, do the best for my family, obviously represent my country at the same time as well. It's always been my dream to be the first UK champion. I believe I can do it. All bullshit aside, I know you're a very tough individual, Luke. I'm not underestimating you, and credit where credit's due. But that aside, I believe in myself, and fingers crossed I'll get the job done and bring that belt back to England.
And a question for Dana, if I can. If you could just speak to the importance that Michael has had for the UFC, growing the sport over in the UK and in that part of the world.
No, he's been massive. You know, when he was on that season of The Ultimate Fighter, you know, and we would go back to Manchester and London and do the fights back there with him headlining. It was impressive, and he's done a great job in helping us build, not just in the UK, but all of Europe.
Question for...
I want to appreciate all the UK fans that have wished me well to whoop Michael's ass too.
You know what? It's funny because
God knows I'm getting a lot of those
American
messages too
Hey,
on
dude,
Twitter.
The American fans are cheering me on. I think I'm going to get a bigger cheer than you on Saturday because they all see a smug asshole, just like I do, just like all these people do.
Keep trying to flip the script and try to go out on a better light because this is your swan song.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
You're trying to go.
I'll take a bigger man than you
I like the way you're
get
trying
rid
to
of
put
this
yourself
bad
out of this
smell.
business.
I'll tell you that, buddy.
Hey.
A question for Urijah Faber. Urijah, if you could expound on your comments that you made a second ago about possibly moving up for a super fight with Conor McGregor. You mentioned the fact that Cody Garbrandt now is a rising star within the Team Alpha Male camp. If you win the title off of Dominick Cruz, what would you see the timetable of your reign being? Would you imagine defending the title once or twice before, if everything goes well, Garbrandt would have a title shot and maybe you would consider super fight at that point?
You know, I'm terrible at looking into the future. I'm a now guy. I'm living in the moment. You know, I actually like Conor. He's got a mouth on him. I love talking back and forth with him. He's got some wit about him. He's got a weakness for Northern California fighters, and he's got a weakness in his submission game. We know that. He's a powerful dude. Come back to stay away from boxing, Conor. I mean, not that he can't do great over there, but This is the sport he loves. This is the sport he's been training for. There's a couple big fights, and I've told these guys before, look, I've been in this sport a long time. I've fought the guys that didn't do anything for me, didn't move the needle a bit, didn't even, people weren't excited for it. I was having trouble getting excited for it. I fought those guys because that's what was given to me, and I've never turned down a fight. I've never pushed away a fight.
You did turn down a fight.
I want the fights that matter.
You will continue to turn down.
And I don't know what that timetable looks like. And I've told these guys at the UFC brass that I want the big fights, the fights that's going to put money in their pockets and turn money in my pockets and staple me as one of the best of all time. And beating Dominick Cruz is a step in that direction, but it's just the beginning.
And one for Dominick Cruz, if I can. In the years that have passed since your second meeting with Urijah Faber, as you've gone through that fight in your mind, knowing that at some point you probably would meet for a third time, have you updated that game plan as the years have passed, or has it always been the same blueprint for fighting Faber as you've watched his career continue?
No, it's the same stuff. He fights exactly the same. He's big shots at a time, one at a time, goes for submission, conserves his energy while he's looking for the finish. He's looking for the finish, but when he doesn't get it, he's got nothing else. So he's going to miss. He's often. I'm going to connect often. I'm going to pick him apart and beat him, and he's not going to have the belt. He thinks he will, just like he thought last time. I was better than him then, and I'm still better than him now. Even after I was gone for 3 years and he had all these fights, it doesn't matter.
I wish I could sit around and just work out all day.
Oh yeah, it was so hard to work. Yeah, I worked out so much with blown out knees. Yeah,
that's got to be rough.
You have no idea
sitting
what it
around
was.
as a professional fighter, not fighting your whole time.
I wasn't. I stopped. I was retired.
Yeah, no, you stopped.
Yeah, and then I still came back, and you're still
still
trying to
come back?
fight me
What
for the
else
belt.
are you gonna do?
How sad is that? This whole time, you were
sad?
competing while I was out, and I came back and get the belt while you were competing. That's sad, man.
Notice he's not saying touch the belt. He perved out on Fox Sports 1 the other day.
Yeah,
Watch
like
that
this.
with Karen Bryant.
Like this.
He keeps talking about how he's been touching
Look,
the belt.
he's like a little
some sort of
kid.
pervert.
That's why he's a
Pick up the
California
belt like
kid.
a man.
What?
Pick up the belt like a man. Don't be touching the belt, you little weirdo.
Oh, I held it in front of you like a
creepy
man
little
while you
hands.
couldn't reach it. You're going to be reaching for it with your T-Rex arms.
He's got an inch and a half on me, Mr. Stilts over here. Very impressive.
I'll bring a soapbox for you to talk on when we weigh in, all right?
Hey,
That way you can look at me in the eyes like
I'm
a man.
the perfect height. Don't worry about that.
You and your close eyes.
Question for Bisping. Luke said you top his list of most annoying fighters he's faced. You've had a few verbal disputes with fighters. Where's he on your list?
Yeah, listen. Of course, I'm the top of his list. I'm an annoying bastard when I want to be. I'm well aware of that. To be honest, I have no ill will towards this guy. I look at him, he doesn't make me mad. I've matured over the years. I've grown up. I realized in the past I would get too emotional, and sometimes that would work. Other times it was to my detriment. So I look at this guy now, I'm indifferent. I wish him all the best. He's a great fighter. All this shit, right? Whatever. Say nice things about him. I just got to win this fight. I know he won the last one. I get a chance to go at it again, and I get to correct the records, and I get to get the belt. So for me, it's about me. It's about my journey. It's about trying to be the champion after all this time in the UFC. So Luke is just the opponent. I have no ill will against him. He doesn't bother me. He really doesn't. He's a little dim, in the head. So he doesn't get to me in the slightest.
And a question for Dana as well. Is this the most entertaining press conference you've been to so far?
Well, I knew this one was going to be pretty good. When you get guys that are, Faber and Cruz is next level, but, these two, I knew it would be a good conference. I knew it would be good.
Dominick, Luke, both of you have a championship belt in front of you, but these fights don't feel like it's about the title. It feels like it's about the rivalry. What matters to you more, solving the rivalry or retaining your belts?
Paycheck. Building up a nice, beautiful paycheck and putting a nice cap on it and giving you guys something special. That's what all I'm about, is putting some pad in my pocket and giving you guys something spectacular to watch. And that's what you're going to get.
I had a great fight my last fight for the title, and the guy just didn't want to talk. Faber just never shuts up. So I knew that he would just sit up here and at least run his mouth. And it would be interesting for me to embarrass him. But the biggest thing is, it put a bad taste in my mouth having to pull out of that fight from injury, and here I am healthy again. And it's just nice to be able to get this fight and do it. Make it happen finally.
Question for Luke. Luke, first title defense. Do you feel that you can go on a run in this division and reign for a long time like Anderson Silva did?
I don't see myself losing anytime soon. I got a lot of things, a lot of goals, a lot of
course,
fights.
I'm supposed to jump in here,
We'll see who shows up.
and say yes, you are on Saturday night. But good for you. He's supposed to have that confidence. Well done, good for you. You're on another level, but you're turning down Jacare.
I've been dealing with a knee injury. I'm not gonna lie, this whole camp, but I don't pull out of fights. I fight through injuries. I don't care what the circumstances are. I tore my MCL. I haven't grappled this whole camp.
After the fight,
I just started kicking last week. You got to switch your opponents on 2 weeks' notice.
I tore my meniscus.
Listen.
What's with the insurance policy, buddy?
I don't care about insurance policy. I don't need an insurance policy to beat your ass. I don't need a knee. I don't need to walk. I'll crawl in that cage.
Stop telling everybody about your injuries then.
Whoop your ass.
All right, well, we'll see, won't we?
Watch.
We'll see,
Come
buddy.
try to grapple. Come try to do anything. I've been boxing this whole camp. And that's all I need.
Conor McGregor already did that. I'm going to take it from you on Saturday night, mate. I'm going to meet you in the center of the octagon.
Give me everything you got.
I'm going to back you up against the fence. I'm going to smash your pretty little face in,
You're going to come forward and you're going to fall face down.
Yeah, all right, we'll see.
Michael, quick question for you. As you...
and guys were on performance-enhancing drugs, they were on TRT, things like that. So, I lost those fights fair and square, but there was mitigating circumstances. Now with the new era of USADA, things are a little bit different, and the playing field is level. That said, this guy beat me fair and square. I'm not saying, drugs or steroids, none of that stuff. He beat me fair and square. I know that. I admit that. I'm man enough to say that. I'm also man enough to go after the guy that beat me on 2 weeks' notice, okay? And that says something about the size of my balls compared to you turning down fucking Jacare when you've had a full camp. What the fuck, man?
Jacare turned down the fight. I never turned it down. You were left, and that's what I had, and that's what we worked with.
One more question. Who's got it? We're good? No more questions? See you Saturday night. Thank you guys for coming. We'll get this stuff out of here. I'll square them off for photo ops.